Ladies and gentlemen, success. Everyone wants it, but not everyone is willing to face what it truly takes to achieve it. We live in a world that often sugarcoats reality, telling us what we want to hear rather than what we need to hear. But today I'm here to share something different. I'm here to talk about the hard truths, the uncomfortable, sometimes painful realities that most people avoid. These truths are not meant to discourage you, but to empower you, because once you face them head on, you unlock a level of strength, resilience, and determination that separates the dreamers from the doers. So if you're ready to step out of your comfort zone, let go of excuses, and take full responsibility for your success, then let's dive into the hard truths you must face to succeed. No one is coming to save you. It's a harsh truth that many people struggle to accept. From childhood, we are often conditioned to believe that someone will always be there to help us, guide us, and lift us up when we fall. Parents, teachers, mentors, friends. There is always someone looking out for us. But as we grow older, reality sets in, and we start to realize that the safety nets we once relied on become thinner and less reliable. Eventually, we reach a point where we stand alone, and it becomes clear that our success, happiness, and personal growth are entirely in our hands. The sooner we embrace this truth, the sooner we can take full control of our lives and make meaningful progress toward our goals. It's tempting to believe that external forces will intervene when times get tough. We look for shortcuts, easy solutions, or someone who can pull us out of our struggles. Society often reinforces this mindset, selling us stories of overnight success, lucky breaks, and miracle opportunities. We hear about people who were discovered, who received unexpected help, or who had someone guide them to success. While these stories may be inspiring, they are the exception, not the rule. Most people who achieve greatness do so because they take complete ownership of their journey. They do not wait for someone to hand them an opportunity. They create it. They do not wait for a perfect moment. They make the moment perfect by acting even when conditions are less than ideal. Personal responsibility is the foundation of success. It means recognizing that every choice we make has consequences, and every action we take moves us closer to or further away from our goals. Blaming others for our failures is easy, but it is also one of the most dangerous habits we can develop. When we blame circumstances, other people, or bad luck for our struggles, we give away our power. We allow external factors to dictate our future instead of taking charge and making things happen for ourselves. Successful people understand that while they may not be able to control everything, they can always control their response to challenges. They do not waste time feeling sorry for themselves. Instead, they focus on what they can do to improve their situation. Excuses are one of the biggest obstacles to self-reliance. People who constantly make excuses, whether about their lack of time, resources, or support, are often the ones who stay stuck in the same place for years. It is true that life is unfair. Some people are born with more advantages than others, and some face greater challenges. However, dwelling on these unfair realities does not change them. What matters is how we respond to our circumstances. Some of the most successful individuals in history started with nothing, faced extreme adversity, and still found a way to rise above their circumstances. They did not wait for someone to save them. They found solutions, worked harder, learned faster, and refused to accept defeat. Taking responsibility for our success does not mean we have to do everything alone. Seeking help, learning from others, and building a support network are all valuable strategies. However, the key difference is in our mindset. There is a big difference between seeking guidance and expecting someone else to do the work for us. Those who wait for someone to give them all the answers rarely achieve much. On the other hand, those who actively seek knowledge, apply what they learn, and take initiative are the ones who make real progress. Mentors can guide us, but they cannot do the work for us. Friends and family can encourage us, but they cannot live our lives for us. At the end of the day, we are the only ones who can take action to create the future we want. One of the hardest parts of accepting this truth is dealing with setbacks. When things go wrong, it is natural to want someone to step in and fix everything. But setbacks are part of life, and how we handle them determines our success. Some people see failure as a sign that they should quit. Others see it as a lesson, an opportunity to grow and improve. The difference between these two mindsets often comes down to personal responsibility. Those who take full ownership of their failures use them as fuel to get better. They do not wait for circumstances to change. They adapt, pivot, and push forward. Fear also plays a major role in keeping people stuck in a dependent mindset. The fear of failure, rejection, or uncertainty can be paralyzing. Many people hesitate to take action because they hope someone else will provide reassurance or a guaranteed path to success. But the truth is, no one has all the answers. There is no perfect moment, no foolproof plan, no safety net that will catch us every time. The only way to overcome fear is to take action despite it. Every successful person has felt fear, but they did not let it stop them. They moved forward, learned from their experiences, and became stronger as a result. There is freedom in realizing that no one is coming to save us. It may feel overwhelming at first, but it is actually empowering. When we stop waiting for external validation or assistance, we take back control. We no longer rely on luck or circumstances to determine our fate. We build discipline, resilience, and confidence. Instead of feeling helpless, we recognize that we have everything we need to create our own success. We may not have all the resources, connections, or advantages that others do, but we have the ability to learn, grow, and adapt. The path to success is not easy. It requires discipline, sacrifice, and an unshakable commitment to personal growth. Many people give up because they expect results to come quickly, but real progress takes time. Those who achieve greatness are willing to endure hardships, stay consistent, and push through challenges even when they feel like quitting. They do not expect a savior to appear and solve their problems. They become their own saviors by refusing to accept mediocrity. Some people will resist this idea because it forces them to confront uncomfortable realities. It is easier to believe that external forces are responsible for our failures. It is easier to say that we were unlucky, that we did not have the right opportunities, or that life was unfair. But easy does not lead to success. Facing the truth, even when it is hard, is what sets apart those who achieve their dreams from those who spend their lives making excuses. Society often rewards a victim mindset. People who blame circumstances and seek sympathy may receive temporary comfort, but they do not move forward. Complaining about how hard life is does not change it. Wishing for someone to come and fix everything only leads to disappointment. The most successful people do not waste time dwelling on problems. They focus on solutions. They ask themselves, what can I do right now to improve my situation? And then they take action, no matter how small. Growth happens when we embrace responsibility. It means acknowledging that while we cannot control everything, we can always control our effort, attitude, and decisions. It means choosing to show up even when we don't feel like it. It means taking risks, making mistakes, and learning from them. It means refusing to let obstacles define us. Those who achieve greatness understand that setbacks are temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Life does not owe us anything. No one is obligated to give us success, happiness, or fulfillment. These things must be earned. The sooner we accept that we are the only ones responsible for our future, the sooner we can start making real progress. Every day we have a choice. Wait for someone to save us or take control and build the life we want. Those who succeed are the ones who stop waiting and start acting. Failure is inevitable. No matter how much we prepare, plan, or try to avoid it, failure is a part of life that no one can escape. From the moment we take our first steps as children, we experience failure. We fall, stumble, and make mistakes, but we keep going. Over time, society teaches us that failure is something to be ashamed of, something to avoid at all costs. This fear of failure prevents many people from even trying. They become paralyzed by the thought of making mistakes, of looking foolish, or of not meeting expectations. But the truth is that failure is not the enemy. It is one of the most powerful teachers in life. Every successful person, every great innovator, and every leader has faced failure repeatedly. What separates them from the rest is how they respond to it. Many people view failure as a sign that they are not good enough, that they should quit, or that their dreams are unattainable. This mindset is what keeps people stuck. Instead of seeing failure as a natural part of the journey, they see it as a final destination. They allow one setback to define them, to convince them that they are not capable. But failure is not a reflection of worth, it is a reflection of effort. Those who never fail are often those who never try. They stay in their comfort zones, avoiding challenges, risks, and opportunities because they are afraid of what might happen if they fall short. Yet, avoiding failure also means avoiding growth. The only way to improve, to build resilience, and to reach new levels of success is by embracing the lessons that failure provides. Failure reveals weaknesses, blind spots, and areas that need improvement. It provides direct feedback, showing us what works and what does not. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in history were born from failure. Scientists, inventors, and entrepreneurs often spend years making mistakes before they find the right solution. Thomas Edison, when developing the light bulb, famously said that he had not failed, but rather found thousands of ways that did not work. This perspective is what allows people to push forward despite setbacks. Instead of seeing failure as a stop sign, they see it as a stepping stone. They use it to refine their skills, adjust their strategies, and come back stronger. Failure also builds character. It teaches patience, perseverance, and resilience. When everything comes easily, there is little motivation to grow. Struggles and failures force people to dig deep, to develop inner strength, and to push through discomfort. The ability to bounce back from failure is what defines long-term success. Many of the most successful athletes, artists, and business leaders have endured repeated failures. They have lost games, faced rejection, and experienced financial ruin, but they did not allow those experiences to break them. Instead, they used them as fuel. They analyzed what went wrong, made adjustments, and kept moving forward. This mindset separates those who succeed from those who quit. One of the biggest mistakes people make is tying their self-worth to success. When they fail, they take it personally, as if the failure defines them. But failure is an event, not an identity. Just because someone fails at something does not mean they are a failure. The most successful people understand this distinction. They do not let failure damage their confidence or their belief in their abilities. They recognize that failure is a temporary setback, not a permanent state. They learn from it, adapt, and move forward with greater knowledge and experience. Fear of failure prevents many people from taking action. They hesitate, overthink, and talk themselves out of opportunities because they are afraid of what might go wrong. They focus on the worst-case scenario rather than considering the possibility of success. But inaction is its own form of failure. Those who never try will never know what they are capable of. The regret of not taking a chance is often far worse than the pain of failing. At least those who fail have gained experience, knowledge, and insight. Those who never try remain stuck in the same place, wondering what could have been. Society often glorifies success while hiding the struggles that lead up to it. People see the finished product, the millionaire entrepreneur, the famous athlete, the best-selling author, but they do not see the years of effort, rejection, and failure that came before the success. This creates a false expectation that success should be easy, immediate, or effortless. When people encounter obstacles, they assume they are not cut out for success, when in reality, those obstacles are a normal part of the process. Failure is not a sign to quit. It is a sign to learn, adjust, and try again. Resilience is built through failure. Every time someone fails and gets back up, they become stronger. They develop the ability to handle setbacks without losing motivation. They become more adaptable, better problem solvers, and more confident in their ability to overcome challenges. Failure forces people to develop grit, which is one of the most important traits for long-term success. Those who cannot handle failure often struggle to achieve meaningful goals because the moment they face resistance, they give up. But those who embrace failure as part of the journey keep pushing forward regardless of how many times they fall. Growth happens in discomfort. Many people avoid failure because they want to stay comfortable. They do not want to feel embarrassed, disappointed, or frustrated. But comfort does not lead to progress. The most significant achievements in life come from pushing beyond comfort zones, taking risks, and facing challenges head on. Failure is part of that process. It is a signal that someone is trying, learning, and growing. The only way to completely avoid failure is to never attempt anything difficult, but that also means never achieving anything great. The most successful people do not fear failure. They expect it. They know that every big goal comes with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Instead of being discouraged by failure, they use it as motivation. They see it as proof that they are making progress, even if the results are not immediate. They do not waste time dwelling on mistakes or feeling sorry for themselves. Instead, they focus on what they can learn and how they can improve. Failure teaches humility. It reminds people that they do not have all the answers, that there is always room for growth, and that success is not guaranteed. This humility allows them to stay open-minded, to seek guidance, and to continuously refine their approach. Those who fear failure often struggle with arrogance, believing that they should succeed without struggle. But those who embrace failure understand that learning is a lifelong process, and every setback is an opportunity to gain new insights. Many people fear failure because of how others will perceive them. They worry about judgment, criticism, and embarrassment, but the truth is, most people are too focused on their own lives to care. Even those who do criticize are often people who have never taken risks themselves. The opinions of others should never dictate personal growth or success. Those who allow fear of judgment to hold them back are prioritizing the approval of others over their own potential. Failure also helps build empathy. Those who have experienced setbacks understand the struggles of others. They become better leaders, mentors, and friends because they can relate to challenges, disappointments, and frustrations. Success achieved without struggle often leads to entitlement, but success achieved through failure leads to gratitude. Those who have failed appreciate their achievements more because they know what it took to get there. The key to overcoming failure is to shift perspective. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, it should be viewed as part of the process. Each failure brings valuable lessons, experiences, and insights that contribute to long-term success. Those who understand this do not get discouraged by setbacks. They see them as stepping stones, necessary parts of the journey toward their goals. No one achieves success without failure. It is an unavoidable reality that everyone must face. Those who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never stop learning, growing, and moving forward despite their failures. Hard work beats talent. It is a truth that many people ignore because they want to believe that success is determined by natural ability, luck, or some kind of inherent advantage. Talent is valuable, but it is not enough on its own. The world is full of talented individuals who never achieve greatness because they do not put in the work required to turn their potential into something meaningful. Natural ability can only take someone so far. Without dedication, discipline, and consistent effort, talent remains undeveloped and ultimately wasted. The people who achieve the most in life are not necessarily the most gifted, but they are the ones who are willing to outwork everyone else. There is a common misconception that successful people were simply born with something special, as if they were destined to be great. This belief is comforting because it removes the responsibility of effort. It allows people to convince themselves that they are not successful because they lack the right skills or advantages, rather than admitting that they have not put in the necessary work. But if talent alone determines success, then the most naturally gifted individuals in every field would always be at the top. That is not the case. There are countless examples of people who were told they were not talented enough, smart enough, or capable enough, yet they proved everyone wrong through relentless hard work. One of the most important qualities that separates those who succeed from those who do not is the ability to show up and put in the work every single day, even when they do not feel like it. Consistency is more important than occasional bursts of effort. Many people start strong, full of motivation and excitement, but as soon as things become difficult or results do not come quickly enough, they give up. Those who understand the power of hard work push through these moments. They do not rely on fleeting motivation. They rely on discipline. They understand that progress is made in the small daily actions that add up over time, not in sporadic moments of inspiration. Talent without effort leads to complacency. People who rely too much on their natural abilities often become arrogant, believing that they do not need to put in as much work as others. This mindset is dangerous because it creates a false sense of security. While they coast on their talent, others are working tirelessly to surpass them. Hard work levels the playing field. It allows those who may not have started with the same advantages to catch up and even exceed those who were once ahead. In nearly every field, from sports to business to the arts, there are countless stories of individuals who were initially overlooked because they were not the most talented, but who ultimately succeeded because they refused to be outworked. Hard work builds skills that talent alone cannot. It develops discipline, mental toughness, and resilience. It teaches people how to handle setbacks, adapt to challenges, and push through discomfort. Those who work hard learn to appreciate the process of improvement rather than just the outcome. They do not expect instant results because they understand that mastery takes time. This patience and persistence allow them to keep going long after others have given up. The ability to endure struggle and stay committed to long-term goals is often more important than any natural ability. Many people underestimate just how much effort is required to achieve significant success. They see the end result, the championship athlete, the billionaire entrepreneur, the best-selling author, but they do not see the thousands of hours of practice, failure, and sacrifice that went into reaching that level. This creates the illusion that success happens quickly or easily, when in reality it is the product of relentless hard work over time. The people who achieve the most are those who are willing to do what others are not. They wake up earlier, stay later, practice more, and constantly look for ways to improve. One of the greatest advantages of hard work is that it is completely within a person's control. Talent is something people are born with, but effort is a choice. No one can control their natural abilities, but everyone can control how hard they work. This means that success is not limited to those who start with the most talent. It is available to anyone willing to put in the effort. The moment someone realizes that they have the power to outwork others, they take control of their own future. They stop making excuses about why they cannot succeed and start focusing on what they can do to improve every single day. Hard work also creates opportunities. Many people wait for the perfect chance, believing that they need luck or external validation to move forward. But opportunities are often created through effort. Those who work the hardest put themselves in positions where they are more likely to be noticed, more likely to be given chances, and more likely to succeed when the right moment arrives. The harder someone works, the luckier they appear to be. But in reality, it is not luck at all. It is the result of preparation meeting opportunity. One of the biggest reasons people fail is because they expect results too quickly. They put in effort for a short period, but when they do not see immediate success, they lose motivation. Hard work is not about instant gratification. It is about long-term dedication. The best athletes train for years before they reach their peak. The most successful entrepreneurs often spend a decade or more building their businesses before they see major success. Those who achieve greatness understand that real progress takes time. They do not let temporary setbacks discourage them because they know that each day of effort brings them one step closer to their goals. There is also a mental aspect to hard work that talent alone cannot provide. When someone works hard for something, they develop a deeper appreciation for their achievements. They value their success more because they know exactly what it took to get there. People who rely only on talent often do not experience this same sense of fulfillment because they have not truly earned their success through effort. Hard work instills a sense of pride, confidence, and self-belief that carries over into every area of life. Another advantage of hard work is that it prepares people for adversity. Challenges, failures, and obstacles are inevitable, but those who have developed a strong work ethic are better equipped to handle them. They do not crumble when things get difficult because they have already faced hardship through their effort and perseverance. They know how to push through tough times because they have built mental toughness through years of dedication. This resilience allows them to keep going when others would quit. Hard work also inspires others. When people see someone who is willing to put in the effort, stay committed, and push through challenges, it motivates them to do the same. The most respected leaders, athletes, and entrepreneurs are not just those who are talented, but those who set an example through their relentless work ethic. They show others what is possible when effort is prioritized over excuses. This influence creates a ripple effect, encouraging more people to adopt the mindset of hard work and dedication. The idea that talent alone leads to success is one of the biggest misconceptions in life. Talent may provide an initial advantage, but it is meaningless without consistent effort. Those who work the hardest ultimately surpass those who rely only on their natural abilities. Hard work builds discipline, resilience, and long-term success. It is the one factor that is completely within an individual's control, making it the most powerful tool for achieving any goal. Life is not fair. It is a reality that many struggle to accept. Yet it is one of the most important truths to understand. From an early age, people are often told that if they work hard, follow the rules, and do the right thing, they will be rewarded. This idea creates an expectation that life operates on a system of fairness, where effort and goodness are always met with justice and success. But the real world does not function this way. Some people are born into wealth, while others struggle to survive. Some individuals work tirelessly but never receive the recognition they deserve, while others seem to be handed opportunities without effort. There are people who cheat, lie, and manipulate their way to the top, while those who remain honest often face setbacks. The sooner someone accepts that fairness is not guaranteed, the sooner they can stop wasting energy on frustration and start focusing on what they can control. Many people spend years waiting for fairness to manifest in their lives. They believe that if they are patient, if they keep doing the right thing, then eventually everything will balance out. But fairness is not a law of nature. Good people do not always win, and bad people do not always face consequences. It is an unfortunate truth, but dwelling on this reality only leads to bitterness and resentment. The most successful individuals do not waste time complaining about what is fair or unfair. They recognize that life is unpredictable and that their best option is to adapt. They do not allow injustice to paralyze them. Instead, they use it as motivation to push forward regardless of the obstacles in their way. The belief that life should be fair often leads to a victim mentality. People who feel wronged by life start to focus on what they lack instead of what they can do. They become consumed with anger, blaming others, the system, or society for their struggles. While unfairness is real and systemic inequalities do exist, dwelling on them does not change anything. The world does not reward those who wait for fairness to arrive. It rewards those who take action despite unfair circumstances. People who succeed in unfair conditions do so because they refuse to let those conditions define them. They acknowledge the obstacles but choose to move forward anyway. The idea of fairness is deeply ingrained in human psychology. People naturally compare themselves to others, wondering why some individuals seem to have an easier path. Social media has amplified this feeling as people constantly see the highlight reels of others' lives, making it seem as though success comes effortlessly to some while others struggle. But comparisons are dangerous because they create unrealistic expectations. No two lives are the same, and everyone faces their own unique set of challenges. The more someone fixates on the advantages of others, the less energy they have to focus on their own growth. Unfairness is not an excuse to stop trying. Many people use it as a reason to give up believing that the odds are too stacked against them. But history is filled with stories of individuals who overcame extreme disadvantages to achieve greatness. There are countless examples of people who started with nothing, faced discrimination, or endured severe hardships, yet still managed to create success for themselves. These individuals did not let unfairness break them. They used it as fuel to prove that their circumstances did not define their potential. They refused to let life's injustices determine their future. Complaining about unfairness does not change reality. It does not make problems disappear, nor does it create opportunities. The only thing that complaining does is drain energy that could be used for something productive. People who spend their time complaining about what is unfair often become stuck in a cycle of negativity. They focus on what they cannot control instead of finding ways to improve their situation. This mindset prevents growth and progress. The most successful individuals do not allow themselves to be consumed by resentment. They accept that life is unfair, then find ways to move forward regardless. Unfairness can serve as a test of character. It reveals who is willing to keep going despite setbacks and who will allow obstacles to stop them. It separates those who are truly committed to their goals from those who will quit when things do not go their way. Resilience is built through facing unfair situations and refusing to back down. Every time someone pushes through adversity, they become stronger, more capable, and more prepared for future challenges. Life does not become easier, but those who persist become better equipped to handle its difficulties. One of the most dangerous lies people believe is that they are entitled to fairness. This belief leads to disappointment because life does not operate on a system of no one is owed success, happiness, or an easy path. People who believe they deserve certain outcomes often feel betrayed when reality does not match their expectations. But those who understand that life is unpredictable do not waste time expecting fairness. They take responsibility for their own path and focus on what they can control. They do not wait for the world to give them what they believe they deserve. They go out and create their own opportunity. Unfairness often presents hidden opportunities. Many people who face hardship develop a level of resilience, adaptability, and work ethic that others do not. While some may have an easier starting point, those who struggle often develop skills that make them stronger in the long run. Challenges force people to think creatively, to find solutions where none seem to exist, and to push themselves beyond their limits. Some of the most successful individuals in history turn their disadvantages into strengths. They use their struggles as a driving force rather than a reason to give up. There are times when unfairness can feel overwhelming. It is easy to look at the world and see corruption, injustice, and inequality. It is frustrating to watch people who cut corners get ahead while those who work hard struggle. It is painful to see people suffer from circumstances beyond their control. But focusing only on what is wrong with the world does not change anything. What does create change is action. Those who refuse to accept their circumstances and instead work to improve their lives are the ones who ultimately make a difference. They do not allow unfairness to dictate their future. Some people use unfairness as an excuse to act unethically. They believe that since the world is unfair, they should do whatever it takes to get ahead, even if it means betraying their values. But true success is not just about achieving external goals. It is about maintaining integrity along the way. There is a difference between adapting to reality and abandoning morality. Those who build their success through unethical means often find that it is not sustainable. They may achieve temporary victories, but in the long run, character matters. The strongest individuals are those who succeed while staying true to their principles. Fairness is an illusion that many cling to because it makes life feel more predictable. But life is not a game with set rules and guaranteed outcomes. Some people will have to work twice as hard to achieve half as much. Some will face obstacles that others never encounter. But success is not about fairness. It is about perseverance. The sooner someone stops expecting life to be fair, the sooner they can take control of their own destiny. The world does not owe anyone anything, but those who refuse to be defeated by unfairness are the ones who ultimately rise above it.